Hello, this is Jamaica 5288, and let's go over what's going on with the Taro. So you know that there's a whole bunch of them in the ground, and there's a whole bunch of them in the pots. So let's get to it. I'm gonna turn this camera around so we could see together. Here are the loquat that I left in the pots. There's still a lot of them. I haven't gotten around to it. That's not in the pot. That's in the ground. So they're these right here. I went ahead and I put some around here, and I tried to make a ring, but I keep on running the hose across this little one right here. I got to be more careful. I think I'm gonna put two more there, and I'm gonna have to put up a fence because the hose keeps on running that poor baby over. It used to be the size of these. So there's supposed to be a ring around here, right? Then you remember the ones we put down that one day that I did a bunch of stuff? They look good. Apparently, Taro likes the shade. Look at that. Taro Lane, let's call that Taro Lane. Not Tara Lane, but Taro Lane. Then we went over here, and I guess I'm gonna call this root crops because there's more root crops around here. There's another ring around here, a ring around the crepe myrtle, well, half a ring. And look at him. Look at this darn bird. He's outside. How you get out, Rudy? That's how you gotta get back in. I can't help you. He's not too scared of me because I had him in the house for a while because they were pulling out all of his feathers. No wonder he's irritating. Flew up out of the coop. So the next crop that I'm gonna talk about is my sweet potatoes. And I need to water these bad boys because that one don't look too good. And what else do I have that's a root crop? I think that's it. So just remember, now let me tell you something about these taro and these, let me turn you around so you can see me, wait a minute. So I wanted to tell you about these root crops. The taro, I went and got some taro bulbs from the supermarket because they sell them, you know, they're better for you, especially if you're a diabetic. They're better than eating potatoes, but they're way more expensive. So I took the taro roots and I started to notice that they were sprouting. You know, they had a little green thing on them. And I was like, oh. So I put it in a pot. And guess what? They started sprouting. And then they're like the banana plant. They set off pups. So they get wider and wider and wider, more and more of them. So I started going from pot to pot to pot to pot. And now I have a whole bunch of them. But they're good for you. You can eat the leaves, Take the main vein of the stem off. Can cook the leaves, but you have to cook it a minimum of 30 minutes. Remember that, 30 minutes. Take the main vein off, the main stem off, cook it for 30 minutes, and it's good for you. I mean, it tastes really good. I put it with coconut milk and onions, bell pepper, garlic, thyme, coconut milk, salt and pepper, and some shrimp. And I tell you what, you get some macaroni and cheese with that. Ooh, child. That's the Trinidadian way of making callaloo. So try it. I mean, the root, you buy 1 or 2 roots and you'll see what I'm talking about. A lot of this stuff they sell will sprout. Ginger is the same way. Now I have ginger in one of these pots right here. This one. I'm pointing the wrong place. This one right here. This grease pan or cement pan, whatever you want to call it. But it hasn't come up. And I also put some ginger in here, into here. But ginger is going to take 45 to 60 days for you to see something come out the ground. There's also ginger in here, in this tote. So it takes 45 to 60 days, and it hasn't been that long. So, you know, I don't have too much to lose. I'm willing to try. I want to see if they'll sprout. I think they will sprout in the containers, but I'm trying to see if they'll sprout on the ground. I'm pretty sure they will. I mean, people in the olden days did not use raised beds to plant anything. They didn't use buckets and pails. They put everything in the ground, and that's the way God intended it, right? God gave someone the intuition to do raised bed, but I'm sure that person had land that you couldn't plant on, something that was sandy or rocky. Some of these plants will grow on the rocks and the sand, so maybe not even that. So those are the root crops. Let's go in the house because I'm getting hot. Poor Rudy is out here running around like a chicken with his head cut off because he came out here and thought he was grown. He thought he was grown, and I ain't gonna give him no corn because then he gonna become like Epiphania. By the way, Epiphania is in the country now. And Charlie, they were making too much noise and they were driving me crazy. And here goes Charlie. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Look at this. I'm fussing. I know. Look at him. Chicken drama. Look at that. Rudy. He ain't scared of me, by the way. Rudy. Look at him. Look at him. You thought you was grown, boy? Huh? You thought you was grown. I'll come and get you later when I'm off camera. You on your own now. I hope no cat walk by because you'll be in trouble. I ain't running out here to save you. I'm lying. I'll be out here. I'll be, hey, my baby, my baby. I'll beat that cat to death. Woman hits cat with a shovel. Officer, I don't know what happened. I'm not an animal abuser. I'm just protecting what's mine. I wouldn't do that to a cat. Wink, wink. Sorry, cat lovers. So let me tell you, I was telling you about how stuff just starts sprouting. Look at that. That's a piece of ginger. That, I don't mean to give you that finger. That is a sprout. That's another sprout. You turn it over, there are more sprouts on this. And they're in the supermarket like this. I didn't do this. I just put it down for a while, and it looks like I got to put it in the ground real soon because it's starting to shrivel up. Maybe I'll put it in the refrigerator so it'll slow it down a little bit. But just like I said with the pumpkin seeds and a lot of the vegetables that you get, some of it is stuff that they engineer so that you can't re-grow it. But apparently it didn't work with the pumpkins, and it didn't work with the ginger, and it didn't work with the taro. They didn't spray them because those things are either from Florida or they're being imported. Somehow they're not spraying those. And they're not making them out of a mutant taro or a mutant ginger. They're pure, apparently, and so are the pumpkins. Maybe it's because people don't eat a lot of pumpkin, but I know that pumpkin is very good for you. It has a lot of fiber in it, and, you know, it's one of those things that you need to have in your house. You can put it in cake mixes. You can put it in anything. Instead of oil and eggs, you put the pulp that you make from the pumpkin. But I digress. Let's get back to the crops. So the root crops, sweet potato is the same thing as pumpkin. I really can't tell the difference between sweet potato pie and pumpkin sometimes, depending on who makes it. But I'm going on and on and on and on. So that is it for the root crops. I hope you enjoyed this little tidbit from Jim America 5288. And I hope you like and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.